Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Robert from Cloud Sigma, and as you'll have heard, we're one of the supply-side clouds that have been working with Helix Nebula over the last year. I also realize it's the last session, and I'm the last item between you and cocktails and networking, so you'll be glad to know I've got a very short intro to the candidates. So, as you've heard, we spent really the last year putting a lot of time and effort into the proof of concepts that we've deployed, and you'll have heard that we've successfully deployed those environments. So both the demand and supply side put a significant amount of investment into doing those proof of concepts and use cases. And I think it's fair to say that anyone who's lucky to be chosen as a use case will also need a lot of commitment from their organization to also successfully deploy that. So it's not a small thing to consider to be applying for becoming a use case in Helix Nebula, because we're really trying to push the envelope in what can be done in cloud and really deal with thorny and hard problems, and that's why we've come together to solve them rather than doing run-of-the-mill work which could be done anywhere. And so for the existing use cases, we'll now be transitioning in 2013 through to production environments and scaling up and doing the other sort of aspects through the blue box that will become a much more mature product that can be used day to day by these institutions. So of course this leaves some empty seats for new use cases to come in. So really the selection criteria, you'll have heard from Marilyn already, some of that, and really what we're looking for is it's got to be a significant project which actually makes a real impact on the relevant community in the scientific world. But we're also looking for projects which have a public interest element as well, because we are trying to build momentum and interest in what we're doing. So we're also looking for projects which have a public impact element as well, a direct impact on society, etc., which I think the existing use cases that we've done clearly have. So that's also an important element as well. And finally, we want really to be making sure that these use cases do see a significant return on investment, a significant benefit from applying the principles of cloud computing and the implementations of Helix Nebula. So there's really got to be a clear benefit for that institution to start engaging and using public clouds, or Helix Nebula, let's say, vis-a-vis their existing legacy implementations. So that's another important element. And the final, because I already said finally, is that there's got to be a European aspect as well, because obviously it's a European-focused cloud, and so there's got to be some impact there that's discernible for Europe. So we're building on this success, and you'll be hearing in a minute more details about the 3 candidate use cases. So they're not chosen yet. We're just using this opportunity, as we have everyone here together, to give you some more information about some of the candidate use cases we've received. And as someone who's been involved in the process, it's really gratifying to see the volume and the quality of the applications that we received. Because, I mean, really, they were really we couldn't have asked for better applications from what we received. So we are actually spoilt for choice in terms of which use cases we'll be able to go forward with, which was great, and I think it's a reflection of everyone's hard work and the success that we've had so far over the last 18 months. So moving on to the candidates, we're going to hear from all 3 in detail in a minute, so I don't want to preempt them with any spoilers. So, but having read the applications, this one they're all very, very interesting, and this one is involved in neuroimaging, and really the value of this flagship, as I saw it and reading it, was it's really using the ability of cloud for rapid provisioning, reducing iteration cycles, which we heard from some of the other use cases, to essentially move the solutions that they've built for doing imaging into the cloud, and leveraging the cloud to be able to increase the time to delivery of the imaging processes that they're doing. So it's really interesting, and I'm looking forward to hearing that presentation in a minute. The second one involves weather and weather prediction, and this one is related and builds on the ecosystem concept and data set concept in public clouds that we've heard about from people like Isa earlier today. We're very interested Helix Nebula of building multidisciplinary data sets and processing and using the public cloud and using Helix Nebula as a sort of as a platform and environment so that scientists from all different disciplines can come and access really vast amounts of data and volume in a cost-effective and convenient way. So this candidate use case is another extension into that area because they'll be bringing with them really vast data sets based around climate and weather. So it's going to be an interesting presentation from them. And finally, we'll hear from UNESCO regarding the Oceanographic Commission. And again, this obviously is a great example of the sort of bringing together different types of data, because anyone who knows anything about climate knows that ocean and weather and all these other and Earth observation are all related to each other, and those data sets and bringing them together creates unexpected benefits, and accessibility to that data is very important. So they're really looking to build, as ESA has been doing, an ecosystem of value-added products and services using a cloud delivery mechanism for their communities. So in terms of next steps for these use cases, candidate use cases in Helix Nebula, what we'll be doing is now going in more depth with those candidates. We spent a lot of time, particularly for the EC, it says EC2 there, it shouldn't say EC2, it should just say EC. I've got EC2 on the brain, what can I say? Basically, we're looking at moving forward and using the frameworks and requirements that we've been spending a lot of effort doing in the last year to actually map out the requirements, and we use the benefit of the proof of concepts that we already created and worked with to sort of flesh out these requirements, and it is an ongoing process. But we'll be deploying those requirements gathering frameworks that we've already been working on to really flesh out these candidate use cases, and the idea is that what we found was from the previous round that actually spending that time and investment up front to understand the real requirements, the legacy software systems, the scaling and provisioning, etc., paid dividends for us in the actual proof of concepts, because having that knowledge led to better planning. So we'll be spending a significant amount of time over the next few months working with those use cases that are under consideration, with the aim of starting the new deployments and the new use cases in the summer of 2013.